How's it going, everyone? So, as a couple of you guys have known, if you're following me on Twitter or Instagram, go ahead and follow those. I've been really busy. I've been moving places recently, and I haven't been up to date too much. I luckily have a backlog of a couple of episodes recorded. I thank everyone who took the time prior to set up schedules. But like I said, it's hectic around here, so trying to get these episodes uploaded is pretty tough, mostly when trying to get everything set up, getting internet all put in place. But I'm doing my best, so I appreciate everyone who's still listening. And like I said, I've still been posting things on Twitter and Instagram, so go ahead and follow those if you like. Those are another way for you to stay connected with me. But I've been really fortunate, actually. I hop on to check some of the things on this podcast, and I'm always surprised in how much everyone is really sharing the show. It's really blessing to know that you guys are out there not only listening to it but sharing it with your friends and families or random strangers on the internet, because it's because of you guys that the show is growing. Because like I said, we don't pay to advertise the show. It's all word of mouth. So once again, thank you. And I gotta go back and keep unpacking, but let's get on with the show. And welcome to another episode of the Convoluted Podcast. It's your host, Jesus, aka Tyrant Dominus. And today I randomly messaged Dave. So how you been, man?
I've been pretty good. I've been gaming and working most of the time.
So one of the few things I wanted to talk to you actually about is you recently actually went to go see the new Dragon Ball Z movie, Broly. And on top of that, you went to go take your mom. That's an interesting, unexpected thing. So, so let's talk about first her experience for this, and then let's talk about the movie itself.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
The reason I'll tell you the reason why I took my mom is because back when I was going to Evo, one of my friends, Tony Kwan, he has a fitness apparel called Final Form Fitness. You can find that on Instagram with that name. Amazing artist, by the way, and he loves Dragon Ball. So he wanted me to wear some of his Dragon Ball fitness apparel. And I told him before, I'm like, bro, it's not going to fit me because I don't have a six-pack like him. Like, I'm fat, so it's not going to fit me properly. He's like, bro, don't worry. A large will totally fit you. Clearly, it didn't, so it just stayed in my suitcase for the whole weekend when I was in Vegas. And my mom, when I came back, my mom randomly found it, it's like around like October, and she put it on, and it fit her perfectly. So I just told her, okay, you keep it, because like I'm sure Tony won't want this back because it's already been worn. So I asked her, I'm like, do you even know who's on the shirt? And she's like, no. And I'm like, that's Goku. And she's like, what's a Goku? And I'm like, Goku is a saying. He's from a show called Dragon Ball Z. And she's like, oh, okay. And like, we never talked about it again until I had 2 tickets to go see Dragon Ball. Because originally I was supposed to go with my friend, but he bailed. So I had an extra ticket that I paid for. So I asked my mom if she wanted to go, because I took her to see, she went and saw Black Panther on her own and she loved it. And then I took her to see Avengers and she loved it. So I was like, what the hell? Let me show her something else in my nerd life that she might like. And I showed her the trailer on my phone, and she was like, oh, this looks like fun. And then when we actually went to go see it, she really, really liked the movie. Like, she was so engaged. She laughed at all the jokes. She said two of her favorite characters was Broly and Frieza. And then she asked me if Frieza was a man. Because the whole time through the movie, she thought Frieza was a woman. I was like, no, Frieza's a guy.
We all thought that at one time.
Yeah, we all thought that. We all thought he was gay with Zarbon. That's what I thought. Because him and Zarbon were like the two most flamboyant people in the whole Frieza force.
That is true.
Yes.
So at least she enjoyed it. That's great to be able to share that.
Yeah,
So,
she really liked the film. She even told me to like what was it? She said she wanted me to name my firstborn son Broly. She's like, Broly Edward sounds like a nice name.
damn, even permission from the mom. That you never thought that was gonna happen, did you?
No. I think because she liked his story. I don't know if you saw it yet, and I don't want to give anything away for people who haven't seen it, but the first like 10 to 15 minutes, they kind of did like a Disney thing where they made you sad, right? Because you see like the life of Planet Vegeta, and you see them as babies and whatnot. So just not to give anything away, well, not to reveal too much. The beginning of the movie is kind of like the origin story is kind of sad, and like like Broly's story is like really really captivating too. And he's very quiet.
Well, you can actually talk about it because it is the first few minutes of the movie, so you can kind of like go into it a little bit. Sadly, what?
No, sorry, you go. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh no, sadly. I knew about the film, except I wasn't able to go because of work. I really wanted to go see it because there was a couple of showings happening around here too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually the first DBZ movie I have not seen in theaters because I've seen every other one, and that was like really frustrating. I was honestly trying to get that day off to go see it.
Really?
And I've seen reviews online and everyone's talking about it. And when I saw you post a photo, I was intrigued about you sharing it with your mom. That was like oh wow, that's interesting. And two, I wanted to get your opinion on the movie itself because I remember we talked about that. That's one of your more interesting, you're one of your favorite franchises.
Yeah.
So hearing your thoughts on this retelling was something I wanted to get someone who has a background in.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with overall. Did you like the film?
Yes, I love the film.
I
love the fact. Yeah, I love this film, and I would say like this was a good way to make Broly a canon character. In my personal opinion, because like he wasn't necessarily a canon character in the Dragon Ball Z movies, because like the Z movies is just like they're just movies, and some of the characters are not too canon, and it doesn't really fit in between the storyline of Z. So with this Super movie and the fact that there are in talks of like a second season of Dragon Ball Super, this was like a nice in between from season 1 to season 2, if they do decide to do a season 2, because this happens like right after the Tournament of Power. So
okay.
at least in this movie is like it's pretty canon. So I like the fact that Broly is now a canon character in the Dragon Ball Z universe instead of just like a villain or like a random villain for a movie.
All right.
And the animation was top notch too. Like holy crap! Like
that's what you hope to expect from DBZ films these days because the last couple of films have been reasonably well, like not only like drawn but animated as well.
Mm-hmm. Like it was like especially with like a lot of the fight scenes. There's this one particular scene. Again, sorry, spoilers. where Broly's fighting Goku, and the camera choice they picked was through Broly's eyes. So you're actually Broly fighting Goku. Like the way they did like the scenery of him flying towards him. Like there's a part which was like it blew my mind because like you see Broly punch Goku and Goku goes through a mountain and Broly flies in the mountain, and the way they did that was just insane. Like that whole camera sequence was like about maybe 30 seconds. So to animate first person view and the way they did that, it was insane. Like I was blown away by that part. Like that's probably like one of my favorite parts in that fight scene where he's fighting Goku and you see you're looking through Broly's eyes while he's fighting Goku. So I thought it was a good camera shot choice because Dragon Ball Z has never done something like that before. Even after all the movies I've seen, they've never done that before.
That is interesting. A point of view perspective. Damn.
Yeah,
that's been done multiple times in different cinemas. So to see it in DBZ, mostly since DBZ is such a fast-paced fighter.
Exactly, and that's why it was so good. Like watching that scene of becoming Broly, and you are like you are Broly, and you are fighting at fast pace, and you see his arms come out from the left and the right side of the screens and stuff like that. It's just it was uncanny to see that scene. That's by far my favorite fighting sequence in any animated film.
Interesting. That's a strong statement, but I can't think of a single one at the moment that I can rebuttal with.
What's my favorite fight sequence from another movie, Fatal Fury 2. It was an animated movie based off a video game, where Terry Bogard fights Krauser, and that's a good animated fight sequence as well. But like I think the Broly scene, like going through his eyes, I think that beat that like 100% in my opinion.
You know what? Next time we meet up, we need to like have a top 5 or top 10, and then compare.
Oh yeah, top 10. Like I gotta go back and like watch a lot of like fighting anime. So like
okay. Everyone look forward to that. I'll do the work to even like find the clips and I'll put it in a video after our long discussion. But no, yeah, we should do that for another discussion. But no, that is amazing. I'm glad to hear that the film, that not only do you love it, but the art style, the animation, the fight sequences. Oh, now I honestly I'm so saddened that I was not able to go see it. I'm gonna do my best to see if I can find another showing because I don't know how it is in Canada, but to see these kinds of films, it's like so limited, and it's disappointing when there's some of these films, like I know they're niche, but there is an audience out there for this, and even if it's just for 1 week, like that is still worth it.
Well, totally. Like I don't think it's going to be niche. I don't think it's going to be niche anymore because of the first day it made 5 million in United States alone.
Well, yeah, it was like the top grossed animated movie
of all time. Like I don't know how much it made like throughout the week, but like even one of my favorite movie theaters that I go to watch movies. It's kind of like a distance. It's like closer to Toronto. All week it was sold out. I couldn't get a ticket, so luckily I found a theater close to my house that had available tickets still. So I got it immediately because I knew this was going to sell out because I missed Battle of the Gods and Resurrection of F. Those are the 2 movies I missed out, and I'm like, okay, I'm not missing out on this one because this is like a brand new movie.
Oh, at least that's good that you didn't like. Thinking back on those films, those were enjoyable films. But from what I can tell from what you're saying, I think this film is one that you're good that you theaters because this one is more enjoyable on the big screen with the atmosphere around it. And wow, sold out. That is a testament in itself.
Yeah, like it's widely sold out. It was insane how sold out this movie was. Because I was contemplating on going. I was like, should I go? No, it's gonna be sold out by the time I check tickets. And then I said, like, screw it. Let me see if there's tickets available. And like I asked, like I made an open question on Facebook to see who would go with me, and my friend said he would go, but then he had to back out because he had to do some like wrestling promotion thing. He's like a wrestling announcer at our local wrestling gym here in Toronto. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Damn. I gotta find a way to watch it. God damn.
Yeah, I know. You still gotta find a way to watch it. Like, is it sold out like everywhere?
No, so like I said, it's limited. So there's there was only 2 showings at all.
Oh,
That's
okay.
it. There was only 2 days, 1 showing each day. That's it.
Oh, that sucks.
So I had only 2 options, and both days I was not able to get the days off. I tried my best to get someone to cover for me, but we are so understaffed that it would be almost near impossible. And we're at a point where our bosses are kind of watching us, so we can't
Call in sick or anything.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're being butts about it, and it's I gotta there's a chance I can still watch it. It probably won't be until February, but I'm gonna do my best because they do sometimes re-show it a couple weeks later. But I really have to find a way to do it, or I might have to just do a long drive because there's some.
Might have to.
But that's God, I gotta watch it now. The way you're passionately saying it sounds amazing.
I think what it is because like, oh no, honestly, I didn't watch all of Dragon Ball Super. I caught like the last 10 episodes, and it was all the Tournament of Power stuff. And someone was like streaming it back to back. So like that's when I was like glued. Like someone had it on Facebook, and like it was like the longest like 3 hours of my life. Right? So like I caught like the last bit of the Tournament of Power. I'm like, shit, I should have like watched this from the beginning. Right? And then seeing the movie now, I'm just like, okay, yeah, I think I should go back and watch Super because it kind of like rekindled my love for Dragon Ball. Like I always loved Dragon Ball when they were making the series. I was kind of exhausted because I'm just like, oh my god, it's gonna be like 500 episodes, and like I tried to catch it at the beginning, and then everyone was telling me it's like, oh, it's just like the first 2 movies, but they broke it up in episodes. I'm like, then I don't want to see that, and then like I just lost interest, and then like later, like the tail end of the show, I'm just like, well, crap, like this was actually pretty good. I should watch it from the beginning. Right, so I think one day I'll go out by Battle of the Gods, Resurrection of F, and then skip the Beerus and Frieza saga, and then start from that point.
Smart move. That's the
Yeah.
best way to do it. Because
Yeah.
I didn't like the retelling they did for it.
Yeah.
One, you can tell they use clips from the movie,
Mhm.
but then you could also tell the portions they edited to add new things, and like like you said, the like movies themselves are a little bit more. They have more money, so they look a lot better. So you could tell where the quality dips sometimes.
Right.
So that I think that would be the best. Watch the movies, skip some of that, and then just go into the film. I personally got into it right after probably. So I actually watched through the through those episodes, not really thinking about it, but it clicked in my head like, huh, this is the same thing. So I just watched through it, but then remembering it back, it was like, wait, that wasn't part of the movie. Wait a second. It was like it was like that nagging feeling. I know why are you doing this?
Exactly. Like that would kind of turn you off, right? So like,
Yeah.
so
So,
like just seeing that, and you're just like, man, why are they doing this? Like you're using up 20 episode spots for 2 movies. Like, come on, man.
at least cut up the movie properly. Now it's okay. But
I guess I couldn't think of anything at that time.
true.
I would feel like they were fillers for like the actual story for the actual story that they want to tell.
So true. But no, that's a good way to skip some of that, and there's some good arcs that they do in there, and I like that.
Mm.
So, and then So I I got into it where I caught up, but then I was in that horrible week to week mode.
Mm,
So you're fortunate that you can watch everything in one go.
yeah, I gotta like make some time for it. Maybe like every Saturday, spend some time watching it. Like I have Cartoon Network, so I have Toonami. So I have been watching Dragon Ball Z like weekly or Dragon Ball Super weekly. I missed this week's episode because I went to the movie theater, right? So like if anything, like I'll probably spend the cash and get like the Blu-rays and just watch it in one sitting. I know people will be like, "Oh, just download it," or people are streaming it. It's like, yeah, but like I think this is like a bit of like my dad in me because my dad was a huge movie collector.
Mm,
So like I guess
yeah.
like paying money, especially like for animation and stuff like that. Like everyone always talks about, oh, we gotta support the arts and blah blah blah, but people are like downloading animated movies and shit, right? Like it's kind of like you're being a hypocrite. So like if I want better quality stuff, I might as well buy it. So to support what I like and stuff like that. So if I find the Blu-rays, I'll drop the $70 and get the whole thing.
So okay, this is gonna be I think we talked about this, but this is a strong debate amongst anime itself.
Mhm.
So as far as Dragon Ball Z Super, are are you dubbed or subbed?
With Dragon Ball, I would say dubbed because I grew up with the voices for so long, and like I don't mind hearing the Japanese voices. It's just I'm not accustomed to it with this particular series. There's some series where I watch like Japanese with subtitles, but then there's like probably one or two series that I watch in English because I'm just used to the voices. And the fact that they kept the same voice actors from like way back in the day, like the English voice actors, like these guys are the only ones who could do it right. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't sound cringy and it doesn't sound like forced. It sounds natural, especially when you hear Goku's voice. Like
Oh god, yeah.
Sean Skimmel, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Like he is Goku and he does it so well, right? And he's been playing the character for like God knows how long. And it was even funny too. There's a show, I don't know if you heard of it. It came out like mid 2000s, called Kappa Mikey, and it's about like this character who landed acting gig in Japan. So Mikey is drawn in like cartoon Western style, and then when you move to Japan, everyone's drawn in anime. So the people that he's teamed up with for this show that he's doing is like some superhero show. One girl who's drawn like the Sailor Moon style, so she represents like the Sailor Moon character, but she acts like a total bitch to Mikey. This other girl who has a crush on Mikey, I forgot her name, but she's drawn in like the Neon Genesis Evangelion style. And then this big muscle dumb character is drawn in the Dragon Ball Z style, and they got the voice of Goku to do his voice. And that was the only reason why I watched the show, because I'm just like, oh shit, I get the connection. He's drawn like a Dragon Ball Z character, and they got the voice of Goku to do his voice.
Oh, that is amazing. So for
Yeah,
anyone listening, what was the show again?
Kappa Mikey.
Okay, everyone, check that out. That sounds ridiculous. If you wanna get a taste of the ironic and amazing.
Yeah,
I think
it was really funny. Like when I put the two connections together, I'm like, okay, I'm watching this just for that one character.
I might have to deep into that. That sounds like it'll be a joy just to like
Yeah,
watch.
it's a pretty funny show. It's a pretty funny show. It's pretty well written. Very it's kind of lowbrow, but like it's not too lowbrow where you'd be like, oh, this is dumb. I'm not watching this.
Hey, my taste on any TV show, as long as I'm entertained, I'll keep watching.
Exactly. That's why I watch Teen Titans Go. It entertains me. And
There you
that's not
go.
a and that's the most unpopular opinion ever. I tell people I watch that show, they give me like this weird look. So what's wrong with you?
You know what's interesting is that I myself was one of those persons, and I would have also had my eyebrowing, but like So my sister take care of kids, and I like the average adult does with kids these days. I literally set them in front of a TV.
Hmm.
So well, that's my form of babysitting. How to anyways, so like honestly, I just like put on and I do what I used to. I just put on Cartoon Network and the like, and um like myself, I was a big fan of the original Teen Titans animated
Hmm.
series.
Hmm.
So to seeing this lowbrow version kind of for me was a little bit insulting, but after watching it with them, they loved it. It's kind of it's made for them, but after sitting down and just taking it in for what it is, it's a cartoon for your entertainment.
Right.
Like I have now a soft spot for it. There has its moment, and I'll admit to that. Now and that's kind of one of the reasons I kind of do want to watch the T9 movie, because I heard that
Yeah,
one actually was
I want to say that too. I saw some clips of that, and like I died laughing. I'm like, why haven't I not seen this movie yet?
exactly. So I'm waiting for it to come out on Redbox. So if it is on Redbox, I'm gonna go rent it, watch it.
Right on.
So, but yeah, it's interesting to see, because mostly because of the way some of the cartoons are drawn, not drawn, but overall not drawn, but also some of the cartoons these days. It sucks to say that I judge them harshly, but it's because, well, just not our cartoons, and
Hmm.
I don't like saying that. It makes me feel elitist, and it it just disappoints myself. Like, I shouldn't be talking like that. There's a lot of people who say that. Like, I should let them be what they are. They're just cartoons for entertainment.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. And I think what it is too, like, because the times are different too, you kind of have to like take things with like a little bit of a grain of salt. And like I always get into this argument with one of my friends about Teen Titans because she loved the original Teen Titans and she's mad at the fact that they just ended it abruptly. And then when they announced that, oh, we're doing a new Teen Titans, and she got excited and she saw this, and she was immediately disappointed and she immediately hated it that she never gave the show a chance. And like for me, I was one of those people too until like I actually watched it. And the one of the things I appreciate about this show is the musical numbers. They are so catchy. I keep telling people, I'm like, if these guys make an album, I will buy it. I will go to the music store and I will buy it because the musical numbers are ridiculously catchy. And like they know, like they know trap music. They know it. They must have somebody producing the music who's an expert on trap music, because there's a lot of like there's a lot of like like today's type music. They focus heavily on hip hop for some ungodly reason. Like there's more rap songs on that show that I can count. And they also do like old school like R&B type of songs. Like there's this one song that I would legit, I go on YouTube when I want to listen to it. It's only like a minute long, and it's Robin singing "Sour Grapes" to Kid Flash, and it sounds like a New Edition. Um, who else? Bobby Brown or Return of the Mac type of song that came out like in the '90s, early '90s / late '80s. It's stupid catchy, and people look at me crazy where they're like, "Oh, you like the songs on that show?" I'm like, "Yes, because they're so catchy. I don't know what they're doing." And on top of that, too, they know that the old fans of the old cartoon hates them, and they rub it in their face in
oh
like
yes,
episode. Like
yes.
the way they write the episodes. Like there's this one where it was like some Cartoon Network thing where like it was like one character from like each show got together to stop like something happening in the cartoon world, right? So Raven was part of the group. I think it was like Raven, Ben 10. Man, I can't remember all of it. Yeah, I have to watch it again because I only seen it like once or twice. But like Raven was part of the group. So Raven said at the end, "Oh, I could send everybody back to their world, right?" So she makes a portal for each of them so they could go back to their world. So Raven's the last one to go. So she's about to step in, and she's like, "Oh, good thing I caught that early. It's the old Teen Titans logo." And she switches it to Teen Titans Go.
Shit.
I'm just like, damn.
Oh, you gotta love that. Oh, I gotta find that episode. But
Yeah, if I find it, I'll send it to you. But yeah, it's just, like, they keep sticking it to the old fans, and like it just makes me laugh. Like, people will, if they hear this podcast, they'll probably hate me, but like it's funny because the hate was so real for that show that it reached the guys working on it. Even the voice actors. There was like a few Instagram videos where they said, "Hey guys, chill out. It's just a TV show," and blah blah blah, and all this other stuff. Like, the hate was real for Teen Titans Go.
no, it's time for pitchforks and torches.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh god. It's interesting. Also, that's interesting because Ben 10 is another show that did a huge reiteration of its from what it originally was. Because that's another show that I was disappointed in the direction it took. But you know, it's a generational thing. They have to do what they have to do.
I not only I don't only think that. Sorry, that it has to do with a generational thing. I think it's because of society as well. Because everything's like hate to say it, like it's a little PC right now.
There you go. That's the best way to put it. Yeah.
Because like even too, I remember one of my friends posting an article saying there's talks about bringing Animaniacs back, and everyone's getting excited. And I said, "Wait, guys, wait a minute. Like, let's hold the phone here." Like, Animaniacs, if we took Animaniacs from the 90s and played it now, it wouldn't fly. It wouldn't fly. Of how sensitive a lot of people are in today's day and age. Like, I'm sorry to say it. Come hate me if you want, but that's the reality. Like, if they make a joke about a woman, it's going to get...
Oh, God, the nurse. I like to think it's the nurse.
Exactly. They can't use Hello Nurse. They cannot use Minerva Mink. Who else they can't use? Katie Kaboom cannot use at all. You're making fun of women who are on their period. Like, you cannot use that character.
Oh
or
my god!
Making fun of, like, bipolar people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to find something. That will get them to not make the same jokes that they did 20 years ago. So that's why I think like a show like Animaniacs would not fly in today's day and age. They could rehash it, like not rehash it, but they could resell it and resell the old cartoon on DVDs and all that other stuff. But that's as far as you're going to go. You cannot play that on TV and show that to children today because today's society, they would not accept it. They won't.
So what's interesting is that I remember because I actually I watched a YouTube video where they had the original voice actors of Wacko, Yakko, and Dot, and they were talking about the show. And luckily, it's not going to be on television. It's going to be streamed. I think on Hulu or Amazon, one of those two.
Okay.
So they have the ability to get away with some of these things. The backlash is going to be real when it happens. No doubt about it. But
it's totally going to be real. The backlash is going to be terrible, and like I'm not looking forward to seeing that backlash, man. Like
I know, right? Because
it's a great cartoon. It's very well written. Like even when Teletoon Retro, when we had it in Canada, they played it again. Like a lot of the jokes are more funny now because I'm an adult and I understand what they're saying, right?
Oh god, yeah.
So like yeah, like it won't fly in today's day and age. There's a lot of cartoons back in the 90s that won't fly today.
Yeah, that too. I love watching Ren and Stimpy, and that and Rocko's Modern Life. I don't know why I enjoyed those two shows back when I was young, but I did. And now today I was like, why did I laugh at those?
Well, like Ren and Stimpy was like super adult. Like
oh god,
that was a primetime cartoon, and like our parents are just like, oh, it's a cartoon of a dog and a cat. It should be okay. They were wrong.
Oh yeah. Oh god. But reminiscing. I miss those days.
I know.
So
we all miss those days.
I hate sometimes. Hate's a strong one, but I hate it, and I'm a little disappointed how our culture these days is kind of molding the cartoons. But that's how it's always been.
Mm-hmm.
But sadly, it's not for the better. Like it was some of the stuff that came out back in the late 80s, 90s was pretty edgy, to say the least.
Very edgy.
But it wasn't too edgy to like super in your face. There were some in there, but it wasn't enough to ensue a riot.
Mm-hmm.
But now anything can be misconstrued, and since we have the power of social media, we have this super mob mentality, and it ruins.
It ruins what people create, and like it sucks. Like it really, really sucks, because like now, instead of like people creating what they want out of their heart's content, they have all these factors that they have to think about now. They have to see, it's like, oh, is this joke racist, or is this sexist, or whatever. Well, I can't make fun of this because I'll be punching down and I'm not punching up. Like all these things that they have to think about. Like, in my personal opinion, and listening to a lot of like comedians who are like, they're not too happy the way how society is right now because of some of the jokes they can and cannot tell. Like, if you want true equality, like making fun of everything is true equality. Doesn't make you a racist. Like so many times I make fun of like myself of all like the stereotypes Black people do. Like, oh, we eat fried chicken, and oh, we eat watermelon, and like me, Joe, and Dwayne, like we laugh about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, I had someone at my job told me that, because like I made like a racial joke, and he's like, oh, Dave, you're racist. And I'm like, no, I'm not racist. I'm racially observant.
Oh, God.
And he's like, no, you're racist. I'm like, well, no, I'm not. If it's true that you guys would do that, then it's true. It's facts. We're just making fun of the facts. Like, that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying, like, every Asian is super smart, or, like, every Black person eats fried chicken and listens to rap music. Like, I know, like, I'm not an idiot. Like, I know not all Black people do this, not all Asians, not all Indians, all that other stuff. Like, I feel that the more we talk about some of like the stereotypes that we have, the more closer we are together. Like, that's just how I think. I'm like, I may be wrong, I don't know. Like, I have a lot of multicultural friends, and we all make fun of like the subtle like racial stereotypes that we all do, and like we're all like closer together because of that, right?
Actually, I feel you, because with my group of friends, that gets misconstrued a lot, so I can't judge on that. But trust me, things are said, and sometimes they're mean-spirited. But like recently, I was actually a guest host on the guys' podcast, and I got like I've listened to them for months, so I understand their sense of humor. So when I got personally put in that situation, like, one, I already got it, but to be actually talking, like I get it. There are things that, well, one, there's a few things growing up that we found that we understand. Not only have we matured, but there are things that we have grown as norms, and we understand, like, yeah, this is a joke, and there's no harm in it. Like, we're not purposely saying it. Like like you said, it's just culturally observant. We're not being harmful. It's honestly, it's a joke. Yeah. I forget what comedian tweeted about, because like you briefly mentioned, like, comedians can't really get away with anything these days either.
No,
like it's ruined ruined a lot of people's sets. It's because one, I know there are things that shouldn't be said, but a joke's a joke, and if you don't honestly mean it outside your set, like then it's it's okay for the most part. But the moment people start believing that it's true, that's the type of person you are outside of that setting, then that's when it's disappointing. I don't know if I said that right.
No, you hit the nail on the head with that one, because like you're absolutely right when it comes to that, because like no one, like, yes, there are some racist people out there, and I'm like we're not blind to like actual racism, but there is a difference when someone makes a racial joke and someone being actually racist. And like we've seen the videos, it's like it's all over the place. Like when you see like a white dude calling a black person the N word, and he's like grabbing him and he wants to punch him and stuff like that. That is hateful. We all know that it's hateful. But if Jerry Seinfeld makes a racial joke, that's not racist. That's like me personally. That's he's not saying it in a hateful term. Maybe he's like, oh, black people eat a lot of fried chicken. I don't know why, but they do. That's not a racial joke because he's a white dude. He just doesn't know why black people love fried chicken. He would like some answers. Like that. Like that's all he's asking, right? Hmm?
Actually, they did make two comments like that. There's two episodes that kind of give you an idea of that. They have the episode where he's trying to date an Indian woman.
Oh yeah, I remember that episode.
Yes, and then there's the homophobic episode where they brought to light the damn it, now what is the saying? There's not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, where he's like, we're not gay. Not that there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah, that statement has been like unanimous in our culture,
Mm-hmm.
and some of the things that even he did in that show can't fly today. Oh god, oh it's interesting to see some of the stuff that's come out in the last couple of years and really look at it. Like some of it has just like how video games are, it's just been garbage where just things to just fill our minds, and it's when I think about that, I think of the Kardashian shows. I don't know how it hurts my soul.
No, I get it, man. I totally do, 110%. Like even to what was it? There was an article recently. I didn't read it, but like I want to read it. I gotta find it again. But they were talking about how Seinfeld is considered racist and homophobic. So like me watching the show like on repeat for like the last like 10 years, like I want to see like how is it racist and homophobic and all that other stuff. Like I know we just talked about like the I'm not gay, but there's not that there's anything wrong with it episode. And I know there's another episode where like I think you mentioned this one earlier too, where he dates a native Indian girl, and he accidentally, like when he dropped off the what was the thing called?
It's like a smoking Indian thing. Like a cigarette thing, yeah.
And then he does like the
Hoy,
chant.
hoy.
Yeah, he does all that stuff, and he didn't know the girl there was Indian, right? Like that was just his ignorance, right? Like that was just his ignorance. At least he tried to fix the situation so many times, but he keeps screwing up. He's not saying he keeps saying the wrong thing, or some situation happens or whatever, or his friends start acting like an idiot about like doing like a racial gesture and whatnot. So I think that's where the comedy is with that episode, I find, because like if it's just like he does it and then she gets offended and then he goes and apologizes, then there's no episode. You had like the beginning, middle, and end in 15 minutes, right? Like just seeing Jerry try to apologize but all these things are happening while he's trying to apologize. I think that's where the joke is.
Exactly, and that's and sadly that's not what people are gonna see. They're just gonna see either some racism or homophobia and yell about that, not about the entire, and not about the entire show itself, and evaluate it as that. It's just that nitpicking.
Yeah, it's very nitpicky,
and it's been harmful to some of the medium that we've been watching, not only in television but also in other works like video games and music. Actually, music has thrived because of it.
Oh yeah, poor
but-
music. That's why we have crap today.
Oh God,
Like, the only good person we have right now is Childish Gambino. That's all we have.
that man is literally a renaissance man.
Yeah, like I know there's other rappers that are really good. I haven't really gotten into listening to their music. I should. I apologize. Sorry that my level of blackness is not up to par with everybody else.
You don't hear that underground stuff.
But yeah, like you can, like, I'm not saying people can't be PC or they can't be political with what they produce. You can be political. Just don't be the political person where you're jamming it down people's throats. And there's an obvious difference between that. Like, go look at a show like go look at a cartoon like what's it called? Steven Universe.
Ooh, I love that show.
Everybody loves that show, and it's very, very, it's like everyone calls it the SJW show, and I could see why. But it's not jamming down the political stuff down your throat. Like, it's not making you feel bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not making you feel bad for being a man. It's not making you feel bad for being white. It's not doing that. Like, it has, like, all these subtleties, and it's so well written, beautifully animated, too, where it's telling a story, and that's all you're seeing. You're seeing a story, and once you get the message behind what they're trying to tell you, you'll be like, oh, okay, I get it now. But then you have, like I've seen some people who, like, where they try to advertise something to you, or they have a show where they just jam, like, the political pull down your throat, saying, like, oh, you have to accept us, and this and that, and blah, 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 and you have white privilege and stuff like that. It's just like, no, you can't do that, because then you're turning away your customers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I call it the Ghostbusters effect. And I might get ridiculed for saying that too. Like, I'm not saying this because it starred all women, but you don't make fun of the fan base because it's all women. Sorry. That's just my personal opinion about it. And
a little side note, did you see that teaser trailer for the new Ghostbusters?
No, I haven't. And that one caught me off guard too, because, like, I didn't think they would make another Ghostbusters after the 2016 one, because of all of all the crap that happened, like the actress from SNL closing off her Twitter because everyone was like
bombarding her,
and then the director barring people back, and like, dude, there was like so much back and forth between both sides that it turned me off from the movie completely, where I just didn't want to watch it. Like, I said to myself, I'll watch it when I get a chance to watch it.
I saw it. It was okay. My score, I didn't ever review it properly, but if I had a score, I would give it a 5 average.
5?
A 5 out of 10.
Oof.
Average. Like,
I think I got to see it now to be like, why is it 5 out of 10?
like, a quick from, it's been a while. I've only seen it once, but thinking about it, like, it was like, it's not memorable enough to like hate it, because then, you know, if you hate a film enough, you can, like, oh, I hate this part, that part, but it's not memorable enough to love it either. There were, like, as far as I can remember, the acting was subpar. The characters, you know, they were just okay, because I think one is I fell into that group of why is this happening, but I think also the acting was not what I was hoping for, so that didn't help them at all. Probably the writing team did not help either on that.
A lot of people are saying some of, like, the ghosts animations weren't all that good.
No, it's kind of hard because I'm trying to think about it now, but I think they tried to do too much CG and it just hurt it more than helped it.
Hmm.
So that's why I would give it like an average score. It's not a bad movie. It's worth a watch, but not really like something you should like.
Yeah, it's not something
Yeah,
that it's not something where it's like, oh yeah, this movie's like godlike and you have to see it and
yeah.
blah blah blah.
So that's why I give it a 5. But I am kind of interested for 2020 for the new Ghostbusters, since it is apparently a continuation of the original.
Oh, so it's an actual 3
Yes,
versus
from
a reboot.
what all the rumors are saying. Yes.
Well, I my personal opinion when it came to the new Ghostbusters, I wish it was a continuation instead of a reboot. Just the torch has been passed down.
That's what I'm kind of hoping, because I want the idea to be is like you see the returning cast, right? But it's them and their children, you know,
Mm-hmm.
something along those lines, which I would be fine, because then it's just them passing along the torch, and that would be interesting. So
Yeah, I would prefer that over anything in my personal opinion. Like even
so
too, I know like not a lot of people would know this, but like even like base it off of Ghostbusters Extreme. I don't know. That had a diverse cast. You had one guy in a wheelchair and you had a girl. Like that was a pretty diverse group, and that cartoon came out in the '90s, and only Egon was like the mentor to them, but he passed away. So I don't think a movie like that would work. I think it would kind of work if you bring back who is it? Ray, right? Ray was the leader, right?
yes, if I'm
Yeah.
remembering right. Anyone out there, please don't scorn us.
Yeah. Like I love Ghostbusters, but I can't get the names right.
Yeah, you can name almost any other fighter.
Pardon?
Don't worry about it. Continue.
Well, but yeah, that that's what I thought. Like either base it off of Ghostbusters Extreme, or like like just continue the story, even though the actor for Egon has passed away. That's a good sign to pass the torch down to like a next generation
All
of
right.
people.
All right. Nice. Oh, God, I'm getting excited now a little bit. But it's one of those things. Also, like we were saying, I'm hoping they don't. I hope this culture doesn't affect the film's way of its script and stuff like that. Then
Hmm.
it's just gonna hurt it.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And,
Oh
I won't say I'm not gonna say it's one side. It's both sides
no. Yeah.
because
That.
like the people who are like, oh, keep it the way it is, or else I'm going to, or you ruin my childhood, and like I hate shit like that. Like I hate it. I really do, because those type of people are the same people saying, oh, do something new with it, but at the same time they want it the same. So like those type of people, like they annoy me just as much as the people who say, no, you have to make it diverse. You have to do this. You have to do that. Like you know what I'm saying? So like, let them create it the way how they want to create it. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Let them create it. Don't be mad that there's only one black dude in the group, or there's only one woman in the group, or there's only one guy in a wheelchair in the group. Like, let them create it the way how they want to create it. Because I don't think years before, when there's a movie, it's an all-white cast. I don't think it's Hollywood saying, "Hey, we feel like being racist today. Let's make an all-white movie like we always do." You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never worked for Hollywood, so I don't know how Hollywood works. But it seems like everyone else knows how Hollywood works.
Apparently, yeah. Ah, this was fun. So we're kind of getting towards the end of how long I do my recordings. Like
Oh,
we,
okay.
but no, I've had a lot of fun. Well, it's basically a reminiscent episode.
Oh, yeah.
So it's always fun, and I kind of wanted to talk about the new Mortal Kombat game, but there's going to be more stuff coming out soon. I think it's best if we wait a little bit and we kind of see what's to come out before we put our own 2 cents into it.
True.
So but anyone out there listening, we're going to be talking about Mortal Kombat next time when we get more details, because it's looking interesting. But so we can just kind of leave a little snippet of the things you've seen. What are your initial thoughts?
It's bloodier. Like, holy crap! It's more gruesome than the last one.
Are you telling me it's Mortal Kombat?
It's like, okay, because like I saw the gameplay trailer, right, and like the things that you could do to another human being, I didn't think was possible. And my next question is, how are they still standing after that, right?
I'll give you an answer. It's Mortal Kombat.
Or life bars.
That too. Oh
right?
god.
So, one of the things I'm really looking forward to is the roster, like who's coming back and who's going to be a new character, and all that other stuff. Like the roster so far looks really, really good. It looks really, really good. And it looks really promising. One of the questions I need answered was that, remember the teaser trailer where Raiden's fighting Scorpion, and then he kills Scorpion, then another Scorpion came and killed Raiden? Why were there two Scorpions? That's all I want to know. Like, are they going back in time? Is this like another universe thing? Like, that's the only thing that got me confused about the trailer. Because I'm like, oh, Scorpion finally dies in the trailer. Wait, why is Scorpion coming back? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why were there two?
Okay, so I can answer these questions, but
Okay.
I would ruin them. I would ruin them because the videos I saw from the conference that came out, like, I think they will be better suited for you to watch them because they will give you better than me retelling it to you and debauchering it. Like,
Okay.
yeah, trust me, I feel you'll get so much more just watching the videos than me butchering it. But it's interesting what they're trying to do. So I'm going to leave it at that. And everyone listening, look forward to our MK11 pre-thoughts of this game. But like always, this is the Convoluted Podcast, and this is the time where I like to ask my guests to tell us a tale of the strangest, weirdest, most convoluted thing that has ever happened, you've ever encountered, or you've ever done. What can you come with us aside from the glue guy?
This might have to be a work-related one.
Go for it. You're welcome to share anything you wish.
It was pretty gross. Like, I wasn't here for it, but I was told this, and I cringed because it was gross. So, one day I was in the washroom at Amazon, and I noticed a sign where it says, "The sink is meant for washing your hands, not your feet or your body." So I'm like, why would they make a sign like that? Like, I'm pretty sure, like, people with enough common sense would know not to, like, you know, like, the sinks are not big enough to wash anything, right? Like, it's only big enough to wash your hands. So, like, why would they even mention this before? So I brought it up with my clique of friends there at lunch, and one of my friends had the answer. And I'm like, so, like, he was getting into the story where he said one person from night shift walked in and saw somebody washing themselves in, like, an inappropriate area at work. And they reported it to HR, and that's why those signs were in the washroom. And I'm sitting here, and I'm like, I feel so sorry for that person who walked in and saw another person do that. Like, I never met I haven't seen the person who walked into the washroom and walked in on somebody washing themselves in the washroom, but I'm pretty sure that person's traumatized now and does not work at Amazon anymore.
Oh wow, that is like the worst anime scene ever.
Like what do you do? Like what do you do with that? Like, you walked in and you see somebody's junk and they're washing their junk at work. Like, do you just, like, that's it, I'm done, like, I quit? Like, is that it?
Oh god, that. Oh god, you know what's weird is I'm picturing this. Scares me a lot. Oh God. Oh God, I cannot imagine that.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
It's
Thank you for
gross.
sharing that.
You're welcome.
Oh, I hope my audience also thinks. Oh God. People these days in this world, man.
I
Oh.
know. I don't get it, man. I just don't get it.
All right then. But we're going to put you in some interesting situations because it is the game show portion of the podcast.
Yay.
So, you have chosen to play one of our newest games, Inheritance.
Mhm.
Inheritance, for people listening, is a chance for me to offer my guests a certain amount of money, but this money is cursed and comes with some interesting ideas. So, I'm going to give you the option to take the money. Each of the three options are worth a different certain amount, and I'm wondering if you're willing to take one or all or none of the offers.
All right.
All right, let's start. Let's start with a simple one. For $1 million, I'm offering you $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever you are unsure of where your keys are, you have to scream out an ethnicity of the person closest to you.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God.
Why do you keep shouting my name? Do you really want this money?
That's really funny. Like I'm just picturing it in my head. And it's like it's really funny.
So, I'm offering you $1 million, but this is your curse.
Like for until the day I die.
Yes, because once you have taken it, you're done. You're done.
Jeez.
You're willing to deny it if you feel there are two other offers on the line.
I would like to know the two other offers, please.
You have to accept this one or leave it.
Oh, this one offer?
Yes. You can accumulate all of them. Like, you'll get all the money. Or you just...
I don't know. I kind of want to know what the other two are.
No, you'll get the option to get those. It's just do you want $1 million right now?
Oh, okay. Damn. Okay, I have one question
Yes.
before I answer. What if I lose my keys, but I'm by myself? Do I have to go outside and find the closest person to me and yell out his or her ethnicity?
As long as you feel unsure. So as long as you keep thinking of where your keys are, yes.
Okay, yeah, I'll do it.
$1 million. You accept it.
Yeah, I accept it.
You have just gained $1 million with this curse. Okay. All right.
Time to lose my keys.
never lose your keys. All right.
No.
All right. All right. I'm gonna offer you more money.
Okay.
So, this time, $5 million.
Ooh, that's a lot.
But every time you sit on a toilet, all the world's electricity goes off, and everyone knows it's your fault.
For $5 million?
5 mil. Actually, no. Let's go 10. I'm gonna give you 10 mil. Actually,
10 million?
yes,
Just to troll people?
yes,
Because you're technically trolling people when you do this.
yes. You're also putting people's lives on the line.
Oh shit! I'm thinking about the hospital.
You did not think of that, did you?
I don't think I could. I don't think I could do that. Because what if I go take a crap and then the person on life support just dies? Because I took.
All right. I'm gonna bump it up to 50 mil.
50 mil?
Do you accept it?
I can't do it for 50 mil, man.
Final offer.
Nah, keep it. Keep it. That's people's blood on my hands or in my poop.
All right. You have denied 50 mil. You're currently only $1 million rich. Last one.
Okay.
This is a doozy. And surprisingly, these cards randomly came together. So I'm surprised. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna offer you actually $1 billion. The reason is this $1 billion comes with anytime you become sexually aroused, you lose your sex drive for 24 hours.
So when I become sexually aroused, I lose my sex drive for 24 hours?
Correct.
Jeez. So that means like I get aroused and then like I act like I just busted and then I'm done for the 24 hours. Man.
Sort of, kind of, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna be honest. These cards came together random. Not even gonna joke. They're like, wow. Wow. So I had to put a good bounty on. This is your livelihood.
You know what? In all honesty, yeah, sure, I'll take it. It's not like anyone's sleeping with me now, and I'll be concentrated and focused.
What about future Brawly, man? Your future son, Brawly.
I don't know, man. I don't know about that, man. Like, no one wants to sleep with me right now, so.
All right, your final offer. Accept it?
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right, you are now $1.001 billion richer.
But I can't have sex.
You can have. Oh, you can have sex. It's not.
It won't stay up though. Like.
I didn't deny you sex. It's just. And you start yelling at people if you lose your keys.
Yeah,
so.
So I can't have sex and I yell at people's ethnicities when I lose my keys.
Hey, you're a billionaire. So, does it matter?
True.
So that was the game. You earned a ton of money. We know your price point. So
I'm so rich, I don't know what to do with this money. I buy some hookers, but I can't use them.
So like always, man. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. And,
same, man.
So this is the time, where I let my guests view where they can find you, what you're up to, and things like that.
You guys could find me on Instagram at thekid36, one word. I also have a YouTube channel called Old Man Games, also one word. The videos are coming out slow because I'm trying to build a new PC. So after a few months, I'm going to go back and working on my gaming videos. So I'm going to have like a crap ton of videos because I have a massive backlog from like 3-4 years ago. I want to get all that stuff uploaded. So yeah, soon I'll be back in the YouTube game. But enjoy what's on there right now. That's all I could say.
Alrighty, there you guys go. Place where you can find him, learn, see what he can do, and as always, this was the Convoluted Podcast. You can always find this wherever podcasts can be found: Google Play, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and the like. As always, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter, and now you can watch me on Twitch since I've actually have a schedule. So I want to thank my guest, Dave. Once again, thank you again for taking the time to join me and chatting and reminiscing.
And thank you for having me on. It was fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back again because there's a whole bunch of nerd stuff that I plan to get. So I'll have something new to talk about.
All right, man. Actually, we got to play Smash one of these days.
Yes, we do. I don't know if I got your friend code.
I'll get it to you as soon. But
okay.
All right, man. So everyone, look forward to that. If I can stream that somehow, I'll figure it out a way. But anyways, thank you for listening. Until next time, see ya.
Hey everybody, my name is Grant, and I host a podcast called It's Trivial. Now, It's Trivial is a game show in which I pit comedians, musicians, podcasters, and other interesting people against one another, usually in front of a live audience for the sake of public ridicule. Hope you'll check it out. There's something there for everybody. There's stuff for people who like movies, music, history, geography, comic books, and even more. Be sure to give me a follow here on social media on Instagram and Twitter at It's Trivial Show, and check out the entire first season of It's Trivial now in your favorite podcast app. Thanks.